Yeah. What's going on, man?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Been too long.
I know, man. Last time it was in better weather for you, for sure.
Yeah, it's way more white here and crappy. But
Right?
hey, it hit like 34 degrees today, so good time.
Oh man, you guys got a hot streak going. That's pretty awesome. Cool. So today we're here to talk about equipment. It is launch day, so
Yes,
pretty.
people have been wanting to know about that, huh?
Yeah, they've been harassing us a little bit now.
And
Hey,
just so you guys know, we want to tell you stuff. We
Yeah.
just have not been able to. I'm pretty sure we swore away one of our kids when we signed that NDA.
Yeah, and it's actually it's been hard, man. It's been really hard being this excited. I mean, you guys remember I sent you guys a video the other day when I left the range, flipping out. So
We saw that face again.
so no, it's been awesome, man. So
Yeah.
I guess before we get there, let's dial it back and go back to the media room, right? So, well, I guess I'll flip it to you. What were your thoughts, just kind of that night, dude?
My thoughts were we're the luckiest granddaddy team that there's been.
Right.
Because seriously,
Absolutely.
I mean, I've looked back through every live review thread and all the equipment that's been launched. This is by far, I think, one of the best, just full out launches any brand has ever had.
Yep.
And that's not me being fanboy. That's just, it's all that good. It's crazy. But the tech that's behind everything is really cool. How about you?
So, yeah, I mean, for me, I was blown away. So I think when they first came out and they were talking about, they started off even talking about the clubs that had already been announced, which were the Big Bertha irons, right? And I was blown away at how much tech they were able to pack into that package, like that size package. And then going from there, what'd you say?
There's a lot going on in there.
It is. It's ridiculous. And so going from there into, seeing them drag out the bag of irons, man, and seeing the Apex irons come out. I mean, they were rumored. We were all like on edge, like, and so when the Apex irons came out, the Apex and the Apex Pros, I was like the photos, and then they pulled them out. And I remember D Nevs handed me the 7-iron, and like I heard Angel singing, dude. Like it was, so it was, man. They look incredible, obviously, and it was amazing to me how they were able to. We saw the leaks on the protos that Xander was playing. And so it's amazing to me how they were able to kind of get that design feel throughout every single club. So the Apex Pro, and the Big Berthas all have elements of that same design. So the design team just did an incredible job on that front, and so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then man, the woods, dude. That entire story, the supercomputer story, artificial intelligence, like essentially shaving off 30 plus years of iterations and design to get to this point. And you hear stories like that and it seems like it's all hype, but actually physically holding the difference and comparing it to like the X face that they previously had as far as design. And then seeing some of the chatter that we'd already seen from some of the staff pros, I was really, really excited. And from a design standpoint, I was blown away at the fact that they got the tech from the driver face into the woods this year.
Yep. Because it's all individual. They can't just copy that design and put it into a fairway wood. It's all manufactured or designed specifically for those woods.
Right.
That's a lot of work, because I can't remember the exact numbers, but they were saying they make like 3 prototypes or something a year, or for each release when they do it themselves. But then releasing it to the supercomputer, how many did they do? Like 15 or 17 prototypes this year?
I can't remember the number, but it was high.
Yeah, it was way more. And to do that for drivers, fairway, in each different wood, because it has to be designed differently. And
Yep.
I thought it was really cool that it's impossible to copy the face of it.
Right.
Any company can try to copy it, but they can't do it. So
They could even visually see it and it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah.
One of the things that Doc said that really blew me away, he talked about how they were able to get the distance, the forgiveness, the speed, all of that, because it's a system that works together. So you could essentially take that flash face and you could put it on a rogue driver and it wouldn't perform the same.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the flash face working with jailbreak, working with the center of gravity and the mass properties, all the way around the entire package of what they designed in the woods, everything working together to produce the outcome. And we saw it out there on the range and on the course, obviously. So exciting stuff, man.
Well, one of the questions I'm guessing people are going to ask is what happened to the aerodynamics on the top
right
ridges. I can't think what they're called now. Not turbulators. But the little ridges that were on it. What happened to them? Because this doesn't have it on it. And we asked them that because you hear so much about aerodynamics now.
Right.
And, basically, they had to create the head around this base, but they were able to create the head much more efficient than aerodynamic-wise than the previous drivers. So that tech isn't right there on the crown, but it's still there.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So you need to do what's in the bag?
Oh, I think we should go ahead and do that.
All right.
See the stuff.
Yeah,
so
let's do it.
Go ahead. You go ahead first and pull out something you wanna show off.
Let's do this, man. All right. So, man, where do we start? First of all, Stroke Lab. So these are dropping tomorrow. I'm sure people have kind of seen leaks. I went with the Tuttle, which is an incredible shape. I love the design of the face. It squares up. Sorry about hitting that camera, but it just frames the ball extremely well, kind of with the contrast there and then the lines. I love the fact that they went back to having adjustable weight. But really talking about how they were able to get 60, 65 grams out of the shaft and relocate it. It changes the entire feel of the stroke, and it just feels like you can be so much more consistent. It's weird because you can move that weight and the putter feels heavier than it is. It feels like you have more control. So what's in the bag? Tuttle for me. I did go with the new the new PM wedges, the Phil Mickelson wedges. I went with the 54 and the 58 in these. Shaft wise, I'm in the steel fiber 110s all the way through the bag. I was coming from the recoil 125 F4s, and they just didn't have that package with these at the time. So we went with something that would kind of give me a comparable feel. To be honest, I still like the feel of the recoils better, but I'm getting solid performance out of these, so no complaints. But I can tell you right now, these wedges spin like crazy. They spin, and
oh yeah.
But yeah, they're incredible. I love these. The 54 and the 58, you keep your weight forward and swing, and they just go. But man, playing in match play with Matt Peterson, man, I saw so many drop close to the hole, man, 5 feet or less on so many chip shots. It was ridiculous. So
the cool thing about those wedges is you can do any shot with them. I mean, It's crazy. You can flop that thing up high as all get up, and then you can do that little low checking shot if you want to. It's pretty cool.
Right. Yep. So then I went 5 through gap in the Apex irons. They're just sexy, dude. I love the finish. It's satin, but it's a little shinier than the previous iteration. I have the CF16s. So I can tell you, I love the design of these. They're incredible. I love the feel. So the way that they were actually able to get the microspheres into these to even dampen the feel even more, give you a soft feel, but it's still completely forged, is amazing. The way they did that in the pros is even more incredible, but I'll let you talk to that. And then in the woods, I did go with the Big Bertha hybrid. I don't know if you can see that, if you guys can see that, but it's not gonna pick it up. That center face mark right there, man. The last time I literally got this Friday because they were out of some of the Parsonias. Or not Friday, I got it a couple weeks ago after we got back. I took it out Friday, And literally the first shot, I giggled, dude. Like first shot, it's a 4 hybrid, and I hit it out to around the 220, 225 mark. I was hoping it would be a 210 club for me. That's insane, dude. So that was crazy. Pretty excited about that. And then in the woods, I actually went all standard. So actually, and going back to the hybrid, so in that I have a handcrafted Project X black shaft in that, an 85 gram, and then I went with the Project X smoke shafts in these, and the 75 gram in my fairway, and I believe it's the 80 or 85 gram. I'm sorry, yeah, 70 in the driver, but just incredible, man. I love these. I was actually coming from the Cobra F7 fairways, and those are really easy to launch just because you had the rails. I was concerned, right? These are so easy to launch. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. They get up in the air fast. I love the flash face tech being there in this iteration. So they look great. I know a lot of people have their feelings about green and yellow. I love the pop, man. So, I feel like, it says it's supercharged. So again, I went that way in the 3 and the 5. And then, of course, the big stick, I went standard. I think I was kind of a little bit in between on the Sub-Zero and the standard. But this one, I was just getting better dispersion. I was swinging like a blithering idiot out there at ECPC. So it was good to be able to know I would have something consistent. So I actually have this set center, but playing, I'll actually move it back to draw. I was just testing it out center, but put it in that draw setting. And the moment Joe or John put it in that setting, I blistered one straight down the middle. I was like, that's crazy, especially with me coming down and across out there. So that was nice. By the way, I absolutely love these head covers.
Oh yeah. Head
covers are insane, man. So that's my what's in the bag, man.
Nice.
See what you got, baby.
So mine's a little different than yours. I also have the Stroke Lab, but I went Blade. I thought I was going to get talked out of that. I know. Who plays the Blade? But yeah, so I scored 95 out of 100 on the little machine they had here. So
I'm jealous.
Stroke Lab 1. Just a simple blade. I actually went all Army Golf on it. I blacked out the sight line. I'm sorry if I don't like it, but this thing is the insert is the best feeling insert I've felt since the white hat.
Yeah,
it's just amazing. So
perfect balance.
Yeah, it's got the white hot micro hinge, which I know the EXO putters had, but this, I don't know, for some reason it just feels so good. So really like this. I didn't know if I was going to like the insert putters, but I'm all in. But you're right. The shifting of the weight. So they shifted the weight around because over the course of years, putters have been getting heavier, right? So it's kind of thrown off the weight balance. There's just something about it that it does feel just, I don't know. It's easier to hit it smoothly.
You just with it. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is weird, but I also went with, I've got a PM grind. I've got the 60. That's my baby. I think that's probably my favorite club that I came away with. And I thought I was going to hate it.
For good reason.
Yeah, I did not like the previous PM grind. And I didn't think it'd stand a chance. So,
just before you go on, I do want to say the way that they did the offset in the head, I don't even know if there's a way to show that, but it's just a little bit of offset, but it makes it so much easier to attack the ball than it did in the previous version, in my opinion, without you feeling like you're about to shank the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other cool thing is, so they've got the grooves, your normal grooves, but then they've also got diagonal grooves. So when you open it up, those grooves are square on basically. So really cool thinking, and that thing's awesome. Then I went Mac Daddy 4 and a 56. So that's been out for a while, so nothing new there. Here's where we differ, my friend. So I have got the Apex Pros here.
Sexy.
It's all backwards in my computer, but These things, they're good.
Yeah, you were showing it off, man.
Yeah, they feel so good. They're up there with anything I hit. And I've hit some good clubs in the past, a lot of different irons. So the forgiveness on them was pretty impressive for being the pro iron. I was really surprised by that. Either way, the pro or the regular, you can't go wrong. They look very similar. Each one, the profile is really nice. This is just a little bit smaller. I was a little concerned about what the forgiveness would be in the longer irons, but really good. So love these things. But yeah, you're talking about the technology behind them. They've got, each club has the weighting is different in it to give you the optimal launch and spin. Spin is what I was really impressed with. I'm a low spin player with my irons. I was actually backing some up here, so that was really good to see.
And so in the pros, so I know in the standard the cup face goes through the 8 iron this time instead of the 7, and then the pros, is it the 7?
5 through or 4 through 7. I've got the 5 through a wedge. But yeah, it goes up to 7 and then it switches to regular.
Sweet.
So yeah, pretty nice to have that cup face for that little extra oomph and forgiveness in those irons up there. So awesome. So we got the irons. Hybrid, I also went a little different here. I've got the new Apex iron with jailbreak. Really nice. This one, the old one had the matte crown, the flat black crown. This has gloss. I can't show it off very well. This one's glossy. Very similar profile to the previous Apex. Very similar shape. What I've seen is, I haven't hit this a ton, honestly, but when I've compared it to the Apex, it seems to have a little bit more forgiveness, but it still fills that gap as that long iron. That's exactly what I was looking for. So, yeah, but that's got the jailbreak now too, so that's always great. Something I had as a surprise is, in the past, I've always had a 3 hybrid, and I no longer have a 3 hybrid. I now have a Flash Sub-Zero. Again, I apologize for flipping backwards. Funny thing about these is, I didn't realize I was getting the Sub-Zero until I pulled it out at the driving range at the Hideaway. When we were doing the fitting, the woods, we got short on time, so I didn't get to spend a ton of time. But showed up and had Sub-Zero. I was a little afraid of that, but they were so good. You talked about launch. These things are easy to get up in the air. This 5-wood is a ton of fun to hit. So that's been a blast to do. But that's similar. It's got jailbreak. You talk about the colors. I was not a fan of the colors at first, but so you got the yellow, the green. I love. Huge fan of the green. Yellow reminds me of the Green Bay Packers. I'm a Vikings fan. That's trouble.
That hurts.
There's a little yellow on the back, but honestly, I don't notice it at all anymore. I don't care about what's on the sole anymore because I don't look at it other when I'm pulling it out. And then the lines on the back here, you can't really see them too well, but the lines on the back there just start to blend in eventually.
I think that's one of those things that's subjective though, right? Like, when you're obviously when you have something that outweighs performance, some people still care more about appearance and some people don't. For me, the performance was just phenomenal. And but then and so when I first saw the colors, it was different, but they just have grown on me, man. And I love the look now. Love it a lot.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's blended in. I don't even notice it anymore. So I also went 3-wood in the Sub-Zero, and the Rogue 3-wood I never thought I'd get out of my bag. I actually thought I'd go out of this fitting, I'd come home with another Rogue 3-wood. This thing does everything that the Rogue did and just adds to it. It's easy, like you're talking, easy to launch. It's forgiving. It gives me, I've been getting 4 to 6 yards more carry with it. I compared it to the old one. So just a monster to hit, monster fairway wood. And then you and I are similar on the driver. While I have the Sub-Zero and the 3 and 5 wood, I have got the regular in driver, 10.5 degrees. In each one of in each wood, I've got the Kurokage XT60 shafts, still flex. Each one's the same. And then my irons, I have the Nippon Modus 3 105. Nice, just easy to swing. Yeah, they're just nice and smooth, easy to swing. I've had them in a set of irons before, and they worked out well, so we went that route with them. But that's kind of what I went with.
Awesome, man.
shiny new stuff.
So any words of advice or for guys that are considering the lineup?
It's all good. I mean, there's something for everybody.
Yep.
I could have had multiple different setups. I mean, in all honesty. So yeah, it's I mean, get a fitting if you can, of course. Right. But even off the shelf, I think you're in good shape. They've taken what was good, the irons anyway. They've taken what was great about the last Apex release, and they've added on to it.
Yep. So they are literally, from what I remember from DNFs, they're more forgiving than Apex CF16s, which was really an accomplishment in my opinion, because I remember hitting low shots off of the low grooves and still getting forgiveness. I'm getting some of that off of the toe, which shocked the daylights out of me. Some shots that I should have been punished on, and still getting some really good forgiveness. And then I think for me, it's just like you said, man, top to bottom, I could have actually easily gamed the Big Bertha irons. Mm-hmm. They were fantastic and launched high and long. I did fall in love with the design and the look of the Apex, and the performance was fantastic, but I could have gone that way too. Hit the Sub-Zeros and had fun with those. I didn't get along with the Apex as well, but I think I'm used to playing a bigger hybrid, so the look was a little deceptive for me. But overall, everybody needs to at least go hit these. Like, no one should leave your local pro shop or retail store without at least trying these, because I know for most of us, man, the numbers have been telling across the board. And so like you said, man, if you can get fit, get fit. But obviously the tech, it works. The performance has been fantastic for me, and it's just fun. Yeah. It's just fun, man. Like I said the other day when I was out at the range, I was giggling, laughing like a schoolgirl. And this guy who plays out there pretty often walked over to see what I was hitting. And so, you know, he got a chance to eyeball the tech, and I was like, it's not out yet, so keep your eyes peeled. But it's cool, you know, to see somebody noticing you striking the ball well. And I wish I had that swing with me when we were in California, but here's what it is. So
yeah, no, I hear you. So there were two things that stuck out to me when we played at the Hideaway. One was PM grind and how easy and the stupid shots that I could pull off with it. The other was the feel of the Sub-Zero, or of the Flash driver, because there were a couple times, you can ask Dave or Roger when they were with me, I hit the ball and just flushed it, and just like you, giggled like a schoolgirl because it felt so good. It's like a forged iron feeling in a driver. It's weird.
Exactly.
It's the best. I hit a lot of drivers. Yeah, and it's the best feeling driver when you flush it that I've ever felt.
And I like the fact that it's not as muted as the previous Epic. Mm-hmm. Like, I like the fact that when you hit it, it's got some pop. Yeah. And it just goes, man. It just goes. So
it reminds me of more of the classic driver, the old school sound that they had.
Yep.
So I like it too. It hasn't bothered me one bit.
Yep.
So yeah.
Obviously, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed our what's in the bag and just kind of talking through some of the tech. We will have some additional videos coming talking about the tech with some of the other guys on the team, so that should be fun. But for now, we'll sign off. Ebony and Ivory, or whatever we decided to call ourselves.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's ever changing. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Until next time, please check out the live stream today that's posting, and go hit the clubs. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Good talking to you, Kev.
Yep, everybody.